What is good, fam? So today we're gonna be going over exercise techniques. Now, biggest thing I really want to do in this video is to give you guys a rundown of like what my mindset would be going to a workout and why, right? So we're gonna do a full back workout. Not a full back workout, but I'm gonna try to shorten it within like 10, 12 minutes so therefore you guys can digest all this and therefore apply it when you go into the gym. Now, when it comes to exercise, one of the biggest things you guys need to understand is it's not all about, oh, let me just work out, let me just push it. No, you want to apply time and attention. You want to apply stresses to the muscle because the biggest thing that's going to help us, let's say, gain weight, lose weight, change your physique is no matter how we're able to go into the gym, stay focused, most importantly, how we're able to take a certain exercise and actually apply it the right way, really engage the muscle, get that mind to muscle so therefore we can grow, not just in one area, but in all areas, right? So let's say if I were to start a back workout, and I'm going to be starting with barbell rows. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go for 3 sets of 10, right? Now, if I'm going to go for 3 sets of 10, my first set is going to be a little lighter. Now, if I'm positioning myself for the barbell row, biggest thing I'm going to do, knees slightly bent, hips back, chest up, past the knees, and as soon as I pass the knees, I'm rolling right towards my belly button. Now, as I'm doing this, my first set is going to be light. And by light, I mean something to help you really engage the muscle, but also get some good blood flow into your back, right? Now, after I've done, let's say this is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. On my first set, I'm going to take the rest, and then I'm going to go to my second and third. Now, one thing you saw is every rep looks the same. And that's the biggest thing I want you guys to do. When you're working out, make sure every rep looks identical. So your first rep looks like your last rep. Now, your last, you're going to struggle, right? You still want it to look the same. Yes, you might shake a little bit, but through that shaking, through, yourself pushing yourself, I still want you to give it your all and try to keep the form exactly the same and not really budge it a bit, right? Now, this is my second set. Let's say I add on 10 more pounds. I go up by 5 to 20%. One thing I would say is don't just make a massive jump to weight. Let's say if this was 40, I'm going to go to 50. Or 40, I'm gonna go to 45. And in my last set, I might go to 50. Or I go 40, 50, and I end up at 55. That I wanna do. That's progressive overload. You don't just wanna go 30. You don't just wanna go 40 and then 50 and then 60, right? Those are some big jumps. You wanna make sure you're actually getting some good quality workouts. Now, this is my second set. I add weight to it. Boom. 1, 2. Again, every rep is the same. And when it comes to this exercise, it's for your back, as well as your stabilizing muscle is going to be your biceps, as well as your forearms, right? Boom, 12, right? That was set 2. Now I'm going to add another 5%, add another 5 pounds, and I'm going to go right into set 3. And that's how I want you guys to actually go within your sets. It's to slowly increase it as you go. And towards that last set, aim for that rep count. Most importantly, increase the weight to where you're pushing yourself, you're feeling the muscle. And when you feel the muscle, you're going to grow the muscle. It's not just about pushing it. It's actually about doing it the right way, with the right form, with the right technique to see the right results. And that's what I want for you guys, right? Now, after we've done barbell rows, let's say next it's pullovers. Now, when it comes to pullovers, these are my favorite exercises for back, just because A, it's a back killer. It engages every little fiber in there, right? So if I'm going to be setting up a pullover, I'm going to go for 3 sets of basically 10. Now, I'm setting up. Knees side bent, hips back. I'm stretching my lats. And when I say stretch the muscle, I'm talking about here. Stretch your back, stretch your lats. And let's say if you're doing biceps, here, stretch your biceps. Let's say if you're doing triceps, here, stretch your triceps. Let's say you're doing chest, stretch your chest. You want to utilize the stretch position as a way to also grow muscle. When building muscle, it's not all about contracting. It's about stretch, the eccentric. That's what it's called. Feeling that stretch within the fibers. So therefore, you can get extra contraction. Most importantly, you could also grow within that stretching position. But research actually shows that you can still get gains and benefits from the stress position. And that's why a lot of people struggle when it comes to building muscle, is because they just think it's pushing, but they never focus on the way back. If you focus on the way back, it's going to take your physique to a whole different level. It's going to take the way you work out to a whole different level. It's going to make you feel good, look better. Most importantly, it's going to give you better gains. So we're going to stretch the muscle, hips out, stretching out, and I'm driving right towards the midline of my body. You see me, I'm scooping it through, right? Now I'm coming back, Again, same spot, scooping it through without it touching the base, right? Full stretch, scooping it through. And let's say this is 10, 11, and the last one, let's say I already did 11 reps, and I'm really getting tired. The last one, I'm fighting for it. Still want it to look the same. Ooh. And slow on the way back, which is the eccentric. And if you apply these within your workouts, either chest, either back, either legs, you will get better gains. I promise you. I promise you. All right. Next, I want to talk about bicep curls, right? Let's say I did 3 sets of 10 of this, and I gradually increased the weight. I went from 25 to 30 to 40. Now, next up is bicep curls. Now, when it comes to bicep curls, one thing I want you guys to do is to utilize your full range of motion. And that goes for every exercise as well, too. Why full range of motion? Full range of motion really instills that you're utilizing your muscle to its fullest capacity. And if you utilize your muscle to its fullest capacity, you're gonna be stronger, you're gonna be leaner than the guy who's just giving me partials, right? You guys go to the gym and you always see people, let's say if they're doing triceps, they're like this. They're like this. You don't want that. That's not full range of motion. You want up here, bend through the elbows 90 degrees, boom, press down, right? Now let's say if you're doing biceps, you don't want to be like this. Unless we're advising, unless we're doing 21s, you don't want that, right? You want full range of motion, come all the way down, stretch the bicep, boom, squeeze through. Come all the way down, stretch the bicep, boom, squeeze through. That's going to allow you to fully engage the muscle, so therefore you can actually contract it. Most people, when they're doing biceps, they leave the last 20%, meaning they always come here and then they go right back up. They're leaving gains on the table. We don't do that here. We got full gains. So make sure you're utilizing full range of motion through your exercising, so therefore you can maximize your gains, most importantly, maximize the results you see. And here's the thing, guys, this goes for everybody. If you want to lose weight, you want to gain weight, you want to maintain weight, you still need to do this on a daily basis. Not a daily basis, but you still need to do this for every exercise because it's going to really benefit you in the long run. All right. Now, let's say we finished bicep curls and we're doing a shoulder press. Now, when it comes to shoulder press, we're gonna come here. One thing I always say is shoulder press, you leave your elbows slightly tucked in. If you're this way, there's too much pressure, A, on your elbow joint, and B, on your rotator cuff. Boom, take that pressure off, put it all on the tricep. When you're doing this is your stabilizing muscle, your triceps right here. And when I mean triceps, I mean this muscle right here, right? I messed up that one. I almost fell. So from here, elbow slightly tucked in, and I'm pressing out, boom, I'm parallel to my ears. You don't want to be this way when you're doing a shoulder press. That's all going to be on your rotator cuff. I want you here. That means you have full control over it. Your elbows are parallel to your ears. And on the way back, we're going to slowly come back, push our head back, go right back to that angle, utilize our full range of motion. As soon as it reaches like our upper chest, boom, press through. As soon as it reaches the upper chest, boom, press through. And again, we're utilizing full range of motion. We're focusing on the eccentric. We're making sure we're putting our body in the best angle to A, effectively target that muscle group while also keeping yourself injury free. And that's another thing. We do not want to work out again. You don't want to work out to see results. We want to work out to feel good. We want to work out to feel confident within our body. No injuries here. We don't do that. We don't do that. All right. All right. Now, those are a few things I basically want to go over, which is basically full range of motion, which is basically time and attention, which is when you're slowing down, you're feeling that stretch, you're feeling the muscle, you're pressing through, which is basically eccentric as well too. And then now I'm going to be going over a few form reviews that I know I put in the chat. So we have lateral raises, split squats with elevated heels, double pulse squats. Now, when it comes to these, I'm going to be deep diving into them for you guys right now. Now, when it comes to lateral raises, a few things apply. Let's use these. When it comes to lateral raises, yes, you want to be, let's say, coming up. One thing I always see is people go too high, or they go like all the way inside, or they go to where their elbows are flying out first, right? When you do lateral raises, lead with your wrist. Meaning when I'm here, this is the first thing that's coming up. The dumbbells are going to be in front of me, right around my thigh area. And from there on, all I'm going to be doing is coming up, boom, about to where my elbows are parallel to my shoulders and my wrist is slightly lower. That's going to help me target the medial head, which is your lateral side. All right. And then if I'm coming up, one thing you always want to see is you want it to be in your peripheral field vision. Meaning, if I'm coming up for lateral raises, I can see, looking straight, I can see my left hand and my right hand if I just give like a nice, if I just look to the side, while keeping my head straight. So boom, come up, nice and easy on the way down. Boom, come up, nice, easy on the way down. And when it comes to lateral raises, you don't need to go too heavy. For me personally, whenever I do 40s is when I'm bulking. But if I just want to maintain or get lean, I use 10s, 15s, 20s, and I just make sure I have full control of it. And that's the biggest thing. You want control over the weight, so therefore you can effectively target the muscle. You don't want to ego lift. You want to lift to actually see gains, see results, and again, not to get hurt. And if you see people going, yeah, I bet you their joints hurt because they're ego lifting. When you ego lift, that leads you to putting a lot more pressure and strain on your joints. I don't want that for you guys. All right, let's move on to the next. Split squats with elevated heels. Now, when it comes to split squats with elevated heels, I'm going to use this surface right here to show you guys, all right? So let's come here. All right, can you see me? Yes. So split squats, elevated heels when your heels forward. Now, when you're doing this, one of the biggest things you guys to understand that if I do program this for you, is because I want you to hit more of your quads, right? Because when we do a regular split squat, what we usually do, it's A, we're balanced, or B, our back foot usually up, right? But if I do switch it around and I put that front foot up, that means I want you to target your quads more. Now, one thing you can get away with on the split squats with elevated heels, you can get away with your knees kind of passing that shoulder. Not passing your shoulder. Let me do this one. You can get away with your knees passing your toes. So therefore, you can put all that pressure on the quads, right? And then from there on, come up, boom, and then right back down. And again, you don't need to lock out this way. Always leave that slight bend. And when you leave that slight bend, lean into it, boom, right back down. Lean into it, boom, right back down, all right? And that's how you perform the split squat. And always stay on the ball of your foot with that back leg. If you're like, let's say like this, that's gonna put a lot of pressure on your ankles, most importantly your Achilles, and we don't want that, right? So foot forward, here, pressure now that back leg, chest up, core engaged, leaning into it, boom, and then right back, all right? And that's how I want you guys to perform the split squat. One more. Double pull squat. Now, double pull squat, I only put if you've been with me for, let's say, 3, 4, 5 months, and let's say your legs are getting strong. Kenneth, the only reason I have double pull squats for you, man, is because you're a strong 56-year-old animal. All right, so let's get into it. Now, when it comes to double pull squats, it's basically sitting down to a squat, pulsing on the way back, and then coming back up. Meaning, you're going to be here. Your feet are going to be outside your shoulder width. You're going to come down. 1, 2, boom, and then come up. That's a double pulse squat. When I say double pulse, again, is you're staying in the midline of the squat. Meaning you're not coming all the way up for that second pump, right? So once I'm here, 1, boom, come out midway, and then come right back down, and boom, power back up. That's going to put a lot more emphasis on your quad, which is going to help you target your glutes a lot more. And again, I only put this on your program if I know you're ready for it, because at the end of the day, a squat itself is already hard enough. You know what I mean? A squat itself is already hard enough. And when we slowly build you up, when we slowly put you in different phases, you'll find yourself doing these, or I'll put these in your program because they're a great way to actually just build more muscle. Most importantly, time under tension. Meaning you're keeping the muscle at work. You're not coming all the way up, you're not coming all the way down. You're just keeping that tension on the muscle and really pulsing it through. So therefore, you can maximize time under tension. And time under tension is another way to actually get more muscle growth within a specific exercise, right? And I will always tell you when I'm doing this within your program. I'll always let you know when I'm doing this within your program. So therefore, you guys know more, most importantly, how to actually apply it towards a specific exercise. Because we could do this for almost any exercise. We could double pulse row, we could double pulse chest press, anything, lateral raise, we could double pulse. So at the end of the day, I'll always program that for you, but I'll also let you know that I'm going to be programming for you. Yeah, that's the biggest thing I want to really go over today. Just basically time and attention, eccentric, full range of motion, and then from then on, just focusing on really maximizing muscle growth, guys. I want to see you guys get crazy gains. I want to see you guys grow a lot. I want to see you guys really, build the physique that you said in the beginning you wanted to build, right? I want to see you guys lose the weight. I want to see you guys get that figure. I want to see you guys do everything that you wanted to achieve within this program, within this phase, most importantly, while working with me. Because for me, I really want to see you guys see results. And with seeing you guys see results, I want to do these more and more for you guys. So therefore, I want you guys to truly, watch these, Let me know your feedback. Let me know your biggest takeaway. And then if you're working out and you feel like there's certain exercise that you may struggle with, let me know so every week I can bring these up for you guys and give you value and value that you could apply right away so you can see more and more and more results. All right? Let me know your biggest takeaway. Hope you have the best day ever. And yeah, let's keep crushing it, baby. It's leg day for me today, so those squats really got my legs a little sore, but it is what it is. We're going to get it done. Catch you guys. Peace. Love y'all.